Okay, so I have to make 2 entries today because I had finished an audiobook, and then I also finished this book called The Runner by, and I'm sure I'm going to murder his name, Marcus Torgeby, probably Torgeby. I'm not totally sure. Anyway, he's a Swedish runner. I have so much to say about this book. I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to remember to say it all. I love this book. It's quite brief, and I loved the minimalist. Like, English is clearly his second language, and so the writing is quite minimalistic, which I really enjoyed. And his descriptions are just perfect for, like, as someone who also runs trails and runs out in the wilderness. I just felt like he described it perfectly. And this was kind of a hard read for me at this time, just because, I mean, it was a hard read, but it was also a bit of a gift at the same time. So I am also a trail runner. I have not been able to get out this winter, unfortunately. I have a chronic illness that sometimes flares up. I usually run through it. It's usually, I mean, it sucks, but I usually do it. I just couldn't. Unfortunately, I got quite ill at the end of November, and then I would get better, and then I would get ill. And those were just like viruses that I caught, and they were making me ill. And then the third time that I got ill, I literally lost control of my legs. I couldn't walk. I had to cancel my Christmas vacation plans. And that was devastating to me. I've been quite depressed since. I'm not going to gloss over that. I have not been in a good headspace. Part of that, of course, is just I haven't been able to get out to run. And so without that, I find that my mental health always suffers for that. And that's a lot of what he talks about in this book, is his need to escape to the woods, to just be alone with himself and challenge his body and his abilities. And I was feeling that so much. And it also hurt a bit to read about it because I just want to be out there running. I'm excited because I fortunately, a couple of weeks ago, our community went onto a boil water advisory. And so I do have a filter on a special drinking tap that I was using. But then we went on boil water, and I ended up not drinking the water anymore, and that seemed to give me back the ability to use my legs. So that's exciting, also terrifying, but it is exciting. So I'm hoping to be able to get back out there very soon. The weather has also been really, really nice. So I'm excited about that, and that's been good. There's another aspect of this book. His mother unfortunately contracted MS. And of course, I've been worrying myself even sicker, wondering, what, why can't I use my legs and what's happening and all that kind of stuff. And so I really related to that aspect of the book as well, and her struggle and his struggle with her illness. I mean, it's always hard, I think, for all of us to see someone that we love being ill, and especially if you're someone who does run, and then to see someone you love have that ability taken from them, I mean, it's pretty terrifying. And to confront the fact that that could happen to you is also equally terrifying. I mean, I have not had a very good 8 weeks. I've been doing a lot of thinking about what I would do or what I was going to do if I didn't, if what was happening with my muscles and my nerves if it deteriorated, and I was thinking about like what I was going to do. And so he talks a little bit about that, about dealing with his mom's illness as well. I don't know. I loved this book so, so much. It was really nice. You know, sometimes we just feel like we are the only one. We are alone. We are alone in what the things that we love and our passions. And when you come across a book and you're like, that person is so much like me, and then you suddenly don't feel alone. But then for some reason that makes me anyway, it makes me feel lonely, which is strange because I don't usually. And so that was a bit challenging for me as an emotion. But the book itself is like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's simple. And it really highlights the beauty of living a simple life and appreciating the simple things about life, and how when we do that, it allows us to connect with what's important in life. And I mean, we like as human beings to think that everything is very complicated, but I think in the end, what is important in life is very simple. And there's probably only about 4 or 5 things that we could identify as being important in the end when we're confronted with our own frailties and our own vulnerabilities and the possibilities of what could be taken from us and what could be stripped away from us. What is most important for us to have left in the end? I mean, and the answer to that question is different for everybody, but yeah, I don't know. It was nice to be reminded of that and to sit with that in this book and to spend time with him. He goes off on an adventure. He also deals with an eating disorder, which was kind of fascinating to me. I know that some men develop eating disorders, but I don't think I really have ever heard someone's story, like a man's story. Like I know that health professionals talk about how men have these issues, but I've never actually heard I've never actually heard the story of a man who was going through that. And so that was interesting to me too. As a female as a teenager, I had definitely had some food issues. So that was definitely interesting. Anyway, this was a great read for me. I loved it. I gave it 4 cups of tea. And it has inspired me to hopefully get back out there and start running again this weekend. It's supposed to be a beautiful weekend. So that's my plan there. I kind of got sidetracked. I think I was going to read some Robertson Davies. So I think I'm going to do that this weekend. Oh, and somebody gave me something amazing, and I just want to document it here. So one of my very, very favorite coworkers, who's also a bibliophile, made me this beautiful bookmark. So I don't know if you can see the beautiful beadwork and the beautiful colors, and I am just so excited. I thought, what a beautiful, beautiful gift. It really made my day. So I think that's about it. So this weekend, hopefully I'll head out and get a run in. And if not, then at least a hike. And what else am I going to do? I think I want to get started on making my common book and doing lots of reading. That's my plan for the weekend. Happy reading.